Welcome to the LCS, where everyone beats everyone, and in the end, FlyQuest Academy wins? Right now, the LCS seems as unpredictable as it's ever been, and it isn't clear who the frontrunners are going to be when we reach the summer playoffs. Part of that uncertainty comes from the change the LCS made to its rules for 2021, where they converted the entire year into one long regular season. Let's take a look at the current official regular season standings and see if we buy the story they're selling us about how the power shakes out in the LCS right now. By the way, for any ties in win-loss records, I'm just going to treat them as a tie instead of worrying about tiebreakers. So 100 Thieves are sitting in sole control of first place with a 25-11 record, which is an impressive win rate. TSM are just one win behind in second place, and then we've got a peloton of Cloud9, Evil Geniuses, and Team Liquid a couple more wins back. Down at the bottom of the table, CLG and Golden Guardians are currently the two teams at risk of missing the summer playoffs. When I look at these standings, the first thing I want to know is, how different would things look if the win-loss records were reset for summer like they used to be? When we filter out the spring split games, the most noticeable changes are Cloud9 dropping 2 spots from a 3-way tie for 3rd down to sole possession of 5th, and Golden Guardians moving up from a tie for 9th into a tie for 7th, which is actually a pretty big accomplishment since they only had 3 wins in all of spring. To me, this feels a bit more representative of the current reality of the LCS, but what if we take things even further and narrow down the records to only the most recent round robin? Using this filter, Golden Guardians move up yet another spot, while Evil Geniuses take over first place from 100 Thieves and TSM drop out a second into a 3-way tie for 3rd. So how do these standings strike you? Are EG really the best team in the LCS right now? And do TSM deserve to be lumped in with Cloud9 and Team Liquid? Advanced gold metrics like gold spent percentage difference and gold percent rating give us a great way to evaluate teams' performances on a deeper level than just wins and losses. I use these numbers on Run It fairly often because they serve as a pretty effective statistical power ranking, so this is really the perfect application for them. As a quick reminder, GSPD measures the average margin of victory at the end of games based on how much gold each team spent, and GPR measures the average percentage of the total gold in the game held by a team throughout their games, as a way to show how much they play from ahead or behind. So taken together, these two metrics do a great job of illustrating how well teams control their games, and whether they win or lose convincingly or from very narrow margins. Here's what GSPD and GPR tell us about the LCS based on the full year regular season. 100 Thieves and Team Liquid sit at the top, with TL mostly benefiting from huge spring split numbers. TSM actually look more like a 5th place squad rather than their 2nd place win-loss record. CLG look like they deserve slightly better than a tie for 9th, but not by much. Overall, there's a clear divide between the top 5 and bottom 5 teams in the league, but I wouldn't say this chart tells us too much about the current strength of the 10 teams, since it's covering such a broad period of time. If we use this approach to hone in on only the latest round robin, things get way more interesting. Both EG and 100 Thieves shoot way up, making clear arguments that they're the 2 strongest performing teams in the league right now, even with 100 Thieves getting upset by Golden Guardians last week. Speaking of Golden Guardians, they may only have 4 wins in their last 9 games, but their gold metrics rate them top 4 in the league, ahead of Cloud9 and Team Liquid, both of whom won 5 games to GG's 4. Before we get too carried away, we have to note the dangers of focusing too closely on recent results, since it reduces sample size and increases the effects of changes to the metagame, roster moves, draft experimentation, or just natural variance of whether the players were feeling good on any given game day. We still need to apply all of those lenses to these numbers, so you can decide for yourself how much you trust the stats from the past 3 weeks. But if you take these numbers at face value, watch out for Evil Geniuses and Golden Guardians, who are both on the rise right now. And if you're a fan of Cloud9 or Team Liquid, well, you can feel justified in starting to worry a little.
Wow, thanks so much for watching that video. It is getting hot here in California as we hit the summer, but not as hot as the deals that you can get over at alienware.com/Travis. The link in the description. You'll head over there, navigate through my site to get to the Dell site. You'll see the Dell deals section where they have a ton of great Alienware products on sale for Black Friday in July. That's right. Black Friday, I know it's normally a thing around the holidays, but guess what? It's happening right now in July. And by the way, shout out to everyone whose name is scrolling around the bottom of the screen. This is a cool new thing that we're testing out to celebrate some of the recent subscribers to the channel. So please subscribe to the channel so you can also get your name there. It's really helpful. Thank you so much.